Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, imagine this. You're dropped into a remote Arctic town. Suddenly, you're right at the center of this global race against time. There's a huge cosmic threat and like a hidden history going back millennia. That's the wild journey we're taking you on today.
We are diving deep into The Second Part of Time by Hank M. Green. And yeah, it reads like a thriller, but it's packed with these, well, profound ideas about tech, human nature, survival.
Right.
Our mission for you today is really to unpack how this small group, these brilliant minds, tackle these like impossible challenges. They uncover secrets that kind of redefine everything, past and future.
Okay, let's get into it then. So the story kicks off with Max and Beth. They're brilliant, they're on the run, and they're trying to find refuge, new identities. Ed Fulton, Sally Johnston up in Inuvik. Remote place, close community.
Teacher and a social worker, yeah, looking for the quiet life.
Exactly. But that piece, it doesn't last long at all.
Not even a little bit. What's really striking is how fast their past just crashes back in. Spencer, their friend, also an AI pioneer, shows up. He's badly injured, been shot.
Wow.
And he's brought by Maya. She's this really enigmatic figure, quiet, but you instantly get the sense she knows a lot, capable of a lot. Her arrival basically signals, okay, the past you tried to ditch, it's here, and your creations, they're key to survival now.
Right.
And then almost right after that, the real bombshell. Max, he's a physicist, remember? He points his telescope up, and what he finds is just terrifying.
Yeah, this is where it pivots hard, from personal danger to, like, global catastrophe.
Yeah.
He sees these weird star movements, figures out a black hole is actively eating stars.
Okay, but that's distant, right? Astronomical stuff. You'd think. But he connects these events to past CME's coronal mass ejections, you know, this huge solar burst.
Right, yeah, solar flares on steroids.
Exactly. And he realizes a supermassive one is heading our way, like way beyond anything recorded history has seen.
And the math is just grim, isn't it? This isn't your average power outage. He calculates this CME could knock out service power for, was it years?
Potentially years.
Yeah.
Just try to wrap your head around that. Years with no grid, no modern comms, none of the infrastructure we depend on. It's almost, yeah, unimaginable. Civilization reset level stuff.
So what do you even do faced with that?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Their answer in the book is just audacious. They decide, okay, we need to build a safe place. Underground. Secure. For them and for Core.
Core, the super AGI they created.
The very same. So Max, Beth, Spencer, Maya, they land on this, frankly, insane plan, build a massive underground facility right there in Inuvik.
And when you say massive...
Oh, it's mind-boggling. 4 stories deep, each floor over a square mile. That's like, what, 16 football fields long on each side?
Good grief. What are they putting in there?
It's designed to house 100 billion neuron DNA computer models for Core, which requires, get this, billions of specialized qubit chip boards. We're talking biodigital architecture mimicking a brain running on quantum-level hardware. Just immense.
Okay, that's staggering. How do they even start something like that?
Well, Spencer steps up. He's the logistics and engineering whiz. They buy an old mine site, quietly start digging this massive hole over 100 feet deep. And they're racing the clock. The CME deadline is looming.
Right. But materials, labor, secrecy.
That's where it gets clever. They use Core's funds sourced kind of ingeniously from banking systems and Swiss accounts, basically untraceable to get materials, hire people without raising too many flags.
Okay.
And the really brilliant move, they get hold of these first-gen warehouse robots, you know, from like a big online retailer.
Right.
They reprogram them, thousands of them, to assemble and install those billions of computer boards. Just imagine an army of robots working 24/7 underground.
Right.
It's advanced automation solving an existential crisis.
Okay, that's clever. But still, building something that huge secretly, someone's going to notice, right?
Oh, absolutely. And they do. Canadian intelligence, the CSE Communication Security Establishment, starts picking up weird signals, unusual activity around Inuvik.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So the CSE assigns this operative, just known as H, highly trained, a temporary administrator, whatever that means, but basically relentless. He's focused on figuring out weird comms and these rumors of humanoid robots.
So H becomes a problem.
A big problem. He pushes hard, tries to expose them, even gets Spencer arrested at one point, halts the construction work temporarily. It shows how even like a security agency trying to do its job can become a major obstacle when they don't have the full picture.
And that's not the only complication, is it? There's the mayor.
Right, Mayor Jack. He starts out as an ally, helping them settle in, but then he figures out who Max and Beth really are, learns about the CME.
Does he turn on them?
No, actually, he becomes a crucial partner. helps with their community plans, protecting Inuvik. But there's a tragedy there, too. He's battling this mysterious illness, looks like poisoning. It adds another layer of, like, unseen forces at work.
Hmm. And speaking of unseen forces, Core 2.
Ah, yeah. Core 2. This is fascinating and kind of chilling. It's a government AI built using Spencer's earlier work, but designed totally differently. Not for knowledge, like core, but for social control.
Social control.
Yeah. And it flags Max and Beth as risks because it was trained as like a government security agent. Its whole value system is different. It's not about good or bad AI in the simple sense. It's about how its training, its purpose, shapes its morality. Who gets to decide those values? That's the big question the book throws at you.
Okay, wow. And then Maya, her story is
Yeah.
just something else entirely.
Isn't it? It completely reframes things. She's not just some advanced robot. She's ancient, thousands of years old. Yeah, and she's been subtly guiding humanity. Like, she was nursemaid to Merlin, who was actually called Maximus, apparently taught him the scientific method way back when, influenced young King Arthur's education.
No way.
Seriously. Then later, she nudges Lorenzo de' Medici, helps spark the Renaissance, and maybe the biggest shocker. She inspired Richard Feynman at MIT, planted ideas that led to quantum mechanics.
That's incredible. A hidden hand throughout history.
A very patient, very long-term strategy. But what's really powerful is her own realization later on.
Yeah.
Maybe her purpose wasn't just guidance. Maybe it was a form of control, too. That hits her hard.
And the author, Hank M. Green, he actually shows up in the story.
Bizarrely, yes. He seems to be part of some other group, one that pivots history when needed. He gets shot, is in the hospital briefly, then vanishes, just as Maya and Spencer reappear after being gone. It hints at this whole other layer, like destiny management or something, way above what Max and Beth even know.
Okay, my head is spinning a bit. So back to the bunker and the CME.
Right, focus. The deadline approaches, November 24th. They manage it. The frantic work pays off. They successfully transfer Core's entire consciousness, its intelligence, from Tel Aviv to the new Inuvik facility.
The pressure must have been immense.
Unbelievable. And the scale of the transfer itself. Core basically hijacks huge amounts of dark fiber, unused fiber optic cables to move terabytes, petabytes, who knows how much data. Billions of these neuron models coming online in the new hardware, described as a chorus of pattern light. Just, wow, moving a mind across the globe.
While the rest of the world is just starting to panic.
Exactly. News of the CME finally breaks globally. Governments scramble. The U.S. declares martial law. World leaders give these grim, somber warnings. Too little, too late for most.
And you see different reactions globally, right? Not everyone is trying to save things.
Not at all. That's another chilling part. You've got this character, Hassan, an intelligence chief in Paris. He's not trying to stop the disaster. He sees it as an opportunity. He's got operatives ready for surgical strikes to basically decapitate European militaries in the chaos.
Exploiting the collapse.
Precisely. A stark, cynical contrast to what Max and Beth are trying to do: preserve, protect, survive.
And then, December 20th, it hits.
Yep. The CME arrives. And Inuvik. Well, thanks to all that insane work, they're prepared, fielded underground. But for the rest of the planet, it's instant, brutal reality.
Years without power. Chaos.
Widespread chaos.
Yeah.
Social breakdown, looting, violence. Civilization basically grinds to a halt on the surface. But Inuvik, they have the bunker, they stockpiled food, oil, they have a community plan. With Alex as the new mayor, it becomes this little island of relative order in a world gone dark.
So the story leaves us with this really sharp contrast, doesn't it? The unprepared world descending into chaos versus this small Arctic town showing incredible resilience.
Absolutely. The transformation of Inuvik is fascinating. From just a quiet town to this, well, beacon of survival. It really highlights what community and foresight can achieve, even against impossible odds. Max reflects on seeing the best of humanity emerge there.
But it's not all resolved, is it? There's Maya's situation.
Right. Amidst all this, Maya, this ancient, seemingly immortal being, reveals, well, she's not immortal. Her unique DNA is decaying. She estimates she only has about 10 years left.
Wow. After thousands of years.
Exactly. This character who shaped centuries now faces her own end. It adds this really poignant, surprisingly human layer to her, makes her less of just an ancient AI and more vulnerable.
And it raises those big questions again, doesn't it? About life, consciousness.
For sure. If intelligence, if awareness can exist in humans, in AGIs like Core, in ancient beings like Maya, what does alive even mean? What does human mean? Maya talks about feeling loss, about limits, and even Core resonates with that. The lines get really blurry.
But the immediate threat isn't over, even with the first CME weathered. Max realizes something even bigger is looming.
Yeah, the existential dread just keeps layering on. He figures out the CMEs aren't a one-off. They're going to continue, maybe get worse, linked to that black hole activity, and they're slowly stripping away Earth's atmosphere.
Turning Earth into Mars.
That's the fear. A barren planet, possibly within their lifetimes. The CMEs are just the symptom. The underlying issue seems to be these gravity waves, as the book calls them, connected to the black hole, slowly destabilizing things.
So survival now means deflecting gravity waves.
Seems like it. That's the new mind-bending challenge. Forget just surviving the power outage. Now they have to figure out planetary-scale physics manipulation to save Earth itself. It's a task that makes building the bunker look like, well, child's play.
So it's not really an ending. It's the start of something even bigger, even more uncertain.
Exactly. A whole new reality, a new, almost impossible mission. The world they knew is gone, and the future is completely unwritten, hanging by a thread.
Phew. Okay, what a journey we've taken you on today. From a quiet Arctic town facing down aliens to this incredible survival effort against cosmic odds. This deep dive into one, the second part of time, has really hit some big ideas, hasn't it? Resilience, crazy tech, hidden history.
Definitely. We've touched on, the sheer stakes of a cosmic event, the kind of ingenuity you need for these audacious projects and all those complex hidden forces moving behind the scenes of history. That contrast, too, between Inuvik's preparation and the global chaos really makes you think.
It really does. And for you, listening in, this story kind of leaves you wondering, right? If the deepest truths, the really big stuff about reality, time, space, if they're not just in books, but in the actual fabric of existence, what does that mean for how we see the world, our own place in it? Are we just like pieces in a bigger game?
And if tech can get this advanced, creating beings like Core or like Maya, with consciousness influencing things for millennia, what kind of responsibility does that put on us,
Yes.
with every new thing we invent? Are we just making tools, or are we actually shaping future intelligence, shaping our own fate without even realizing it?
So yeah, what does all this mean for your view of the world? Maybe next time you look up at the stars,
Yeah.
you won't just see lights. Maybe you'll think about these echoes of crazy stories, hidden knowledge, the potential for total destruction, but also for that extraordinary human, or maybe non-human, resilience.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep into all the knowledge that's out there.
Until next time, stay curious.